Hi everybody, this afternoon we're going to do a quick review of the Lige military watch, Lige military smartwatch for men, Bluetooth calling, 1.3 inch AMOLED screen, and this one that I've seen which attracted me to it is it's got a flashlight built in, which I thought can't be that good, but actually IP68 waterproof. It does state on some of the things it's resistant to splash, rain and sweat, but if it's IP68 it should be submergible in water down to 1 meter for half an hour. Obviously I'm not going to test that on this video, but I got this on Amazon, Black Friday deal, should be £70, got it for £49 with Prime free delivery same day. So just some other notes about that. It's got a 530 milliamp battery. On the website here it says up to 10 days use, but I don't think it'll do 10 days to be honest with you. Fitness trackers, we'll go through all that in a minute. It's one of the bigger batteries I've seen at 530 milliamps. Standby time 45 days. So I thought the specs looked good. Titanium case, 1.3 inch screen with a resolution of 466 by 466. Charge time's about 2.5 to 3 hours as well. That should give you some good use. We'll go to the unboxing. Interestingly as well, what this does come with, it comes with 3 straps in the box. I'll show you that now. Comes in a nice little package like this, slides off, and then you open it up. I've already obviously had a play with this watch for the past couple of days, and this is the watch itself. And then inside the box you've got a quick start instruction manual, a little card for assistance with a QR code on, some nice screen wipes, a cleaning cloth, your 3 straps. The straps I've got on is the steel, black steel bracelet, but you get a plastic strap, smartwatch band. And you also get a leather look if you want something a bit smart for the evening. Now what I can say is changing the watch straps on this watch is very easy. I'll try and show you on here, but the pins it comes with, I don't know if this come up on camera, they have a little lever there, and you pull that lever and that slides in to the little notch. So you can do that with your fingernail. You get a couple of spares with it as well, and you can easily open the actual pins to put it into the housing. Also comes with a charge cable, magnetic, and I'll see if I do this one-handed, probably not. I may have to just pause this a second. And there you go, the watch is now charging, gives you a display showing how much charge is left, and then it goes into standby mode afterwards. The other thing to mention, so if you do use a steel bracelet and it's the wrong size, it also comes with this very handy tool that winds out, and it allows you to push the pins out of the strap at the back. Very difficult to show you on here, but there is arrows which show you, so you would set the watch, wind that out, sit the watch in, and you can push the pins out with that little tool and push them back in. So that's very handy, that all comes with it. So very well packaged. You get your nice little stick on film that you can peel off, very satisfying. And now we'll have a look at the watch itself. The watch itself does have an always on display mode. You can turn this on or off. If you turn this off and you go into the full screen, you can have tilt to wake, so it wakes up when you move your wrist, so you can see what's happening with the full screen, but it does light up very bright. Whether that consumes battery when you're moving your wrist and you're not intending it to switch on, but it does sometimes do that. You have 3 buttons on the side. Top left is for sports mode, your main power button on the top right, and then your select and back function mode on the bottom. So it's a titanium case, it's quite a decent size, it's a lot chunkier than some of the ones I'd seen. And I was quite interested in titanium because this is to replace my Casio Pro Trek titanium, which I've had for 17 years, so thought I'd step up to the future. So to wake the watch up, press any button and you're on the full screen. So this is a screen that I like initially. It's got analog and digital, weather, power. You can also set the standby time, I'll probably do that. How many steps you've done, distance, etc. All that sort of stuff. There is different options on the actual phone itself. To change that, different screens available on the watch, press and hold it, and you can cycle through different screens on here. And pick the screen you want. But like I say, I do prefer that one because it does give you a lot of information on that screen. So when you're on the main menu and the watch is powered up, you swipe right and that gives you all your options here: telephone, contacts, call records, voice assistant. It does have Google, OK Google on there, or Siri if you use Siri. Heart rate, blood pressure monitors, which we'll go into in a minute. Weather, female, that doesn't seem to work. Alarm clocks, you set that through the app. Breath training, stopwatch, timer, find phone. So if you can't find your phone, you can use the watch and it'll make your phone ring. And calculation in the main settings menu. So press the back button to come out of that. Back to the main menu. If you swipe left, then you're in these customizable menus. One's your weather, which works by your location for the next few days and current weather highs and lows. This one is a summary of your workouts and things like that. You can swipe up and down, gives you more detailed calories, history of what you've done in the past few days, up to 7 days. Swipe right, that's your heart rate monitor. When it's on your wrist, it'll start measuring your heart rate as soon as you go onto that screen. Tells you what your heart rate should be, and it does give you a log of the last 12 hours. Now that's customizable as to when you set it that you want to do that. There's no point in you doing it during the night when you sleep. It does also have a sleep tracker. Blood oxygen levels, again, starts measuring as soon as you open that up, and it gives you your oxygen levels over the past few readings. Blood pressure, same again. I don't believe the accuracy of these. I tend to find when I test them, they're about, to a proper certified risk cuff, they're about 10 to 20% lower than they should be. But it gives you an idea of what your systolic and diastolic is. This is your sleep tracker, how many hours you've slept, how many days. Well, the past few days or so, I've only had this watch a couple of days, only got it on Friday. We're now on Saturday, so I've only had it 2 days now. Music control for your phone. As soon as you open your music app, you can use the volume, etc, and skip tracks. And then you can also customize these screens by adding different ones. You're limited as to what apps you can have. You can also press the up and down to move the order that they're going. And just press back again to the main menu. If you swipe up, that brings you into your messages screen where you can read individual messages and delete them and manage them. It only just gives you a brief detail when you click on it. That's obviously got any more detail, and you can delete them from there. It does vibrate when you get a message through on your phone, and it's customizable as to what messages you get. And swiping down brings you to like a shortcut menu like you would have at the top of your phone. You swipe down, some options there. Sleep mode, battery mode, power saving mode, brightness. I said I wanted to just set that timer on the brightness. There is another option on that in the settings under display. That's your raise to wake screen time. We'll just put that up a bit. The purpose of the video, 30 seconds. Obviously, the longer you have the screen time on, green tick that. Let's go back to that menu. This one, that changes the menu settings. That one, if you've got water in the watch, you can press it and it shakes all the water out of the speaker. That's a vibrate function, strong, medium or off. The bottom one, can't quite see that here, what that one is. Oh yeah, so that's your phone settings for your Bluetooth. Now interestingly, when it comes up on the app I'll show you, you need to make sure you have your media audio off, and you can set that either in the phone permissions or when it connects, so that, because otherwise if you're playing the YouTube stuff, it'll come through to the phone speaker. Quick shortcut to the message settings: find your phone location, I'm going to press that. Timers, you can set up alarm clocks, and that one is to turn the wake up on wrist options on and off. So I did mention it has always on, so after 30 seconds now you can turn this off. You have to remember how to do it. So to conserve battery life, then it goes into a power saving ammo LED mode. Now we just turned it up to 30 seconds, powering down, and there we go. There is different versions of this, always on mode, and I'll show you that now in the settings menu. So I'll wake it up again. Difficult to do this one-handed. Go back into the menu, settings, and scroll down. Display, and then you can add clock. So that tells you digital clock, analog clock when it goes in standby, or turn it off. If you turn it off, when it goes off, the screen just stays off like that. And then when you raise your wrist, probably got the action right, it comes on, and it will stay on for the time you set it. So the menus, there's 3 different menu styles. One's very much like the Apple, where you've got everything all crowded together. I don't like that one. I do prefer this one, where you go in. So the speakerphone, it says it's 60 decibels. I've tried making phone calls on this, and it is a reasonable phone call. You can hear if you're in a quiet environment, the other person can hear you, but I'll just demonstrate. We'll dial 1, 2, sorry, I'm doing it through the phone screen, it's difficult to see. Apologies for the strange transition there. When recording with my phone, when it starts dialing, it cuts out the camera, so I couldn't record. Try that again. 1, 2, 3. So you can hear the volume. 5:52 and 20 seconds. So dialing on the phone. So yeah, you might have to lift it up to your ear to hear it properly. And that's the volume. You're back to the watch. Wake it up. The last button we said was the sports mode button. You can press that one, and then you can pick your activity that you're going to do. When you're ready to go, you press start and it counts you in, and then it will record that, beats per minute, etc. And then you can dig into detail in that in the actual app itself. So yeah, I'm not a sporty person, I'm not going to take full advantage of this. Then when you're done, swipe left, you press end, this will say too little data to save. That's okay, that's fine. But yeah, lots and lots of different sports on there, and you can push them through from the app itself. So all in all, very, very impressed with this. The build quality, the battery life, the fact it's got the light. You can set the always on mode, so you get 2 displays. You get the main display, and then you get one where you can just look at the watch and it's always there in a low power mode. That was fully charged last night, and its battery's on 80%, but have been playing with it quite a lot whilst I use it. And yeah, very, very, very impressed with this unit. Quite a good buy for just £50. So if you fancy one of these, get them to Amazon, and they're on there. So the next thing I wanted to show you, as you can see it's dark now, was the light on this thing. So to get the light on, bottom to the top menu, second one down. Again, apologise, I'm doing it through the phone screen, I can't quite see what I'm doing. And that's the torch light. And I was actually very impressed at how bright this thing is. It really is bright. It does help on like when you're walking the dog, so you've got hands free. It is very, very bright. So that's very impressive to have that. You can have it on your wrist, but you have to put your wrist downwards when the torch is on, just so your hand doesn't block the beam of light as it comes out. But very easy. If you've got a dog, you can switch the light on. If you're picking up in the dark after your dog, want to know where it is, see where you're walking, that's exceptionally good. I do like that. So another thing to show you is the app itself that you can download. There is an option in the settings to get a QR code that shows you, takes you to a link to the Google website or Apple site if you use that. It is compatible with Apple phones and the latest Android phones. When you set it up, it'll ask you to log in, just put your date of birth in and an email address to set yourself up, and then you can run the app and FitCloud Pro. When you start it, it'll ask to connect to the device. With this one, this part of the app lets you connect to the phone if it's disconnected, connect to the watch with the phone. So always make sure your auto connect audio is off, or anything you watch like a YouTube video or whatever on your phone, Facebook video, the audio will go to the watch rather than your actual phone itself. Push notifications, so that's your basic reminders. These are your common apps. Then if you go on more, you can custom set reminders for specific apps that are on your phone. I've toggled a few of there on that I use a lot. Alarms, you can't set an alarm on the watch, but you can set an alarm in the actual app. Now I don't bother doing that because I've got alarm phones anyway. I don't think it'd be loud enough to wake you up anyway. You can set activity reminders, so if you sedentary, you've not moved, it'll give you a warning, give you a warning to drink as well. You can enable them if you want. Dial library, so as well as the dials that are already preset on the watch, there's hundreds and hundreds of different dials you can choose on here. It just downloads and it pushes them to the watch. Very easy to do. Sports push, you can push specific sports. There's over 100 different sports that you can add onto there if it's not already set on the watch itself. I'll actually go through the sports section in a minute. Raise to wake, so that's, as I said before, weather reports is on. You can set an elevated heart measurement, so it does seem that it only really monitors automatically. When you select automatic health monitor, it only really monitors your heart rate. It seems to do the others when you force it to, but you can set a level where if it goes with a certain amount, and you can set under automatic health monitor what time you want that to run and what time, and you can also set your heart level there for the different modes. This is the One Fine Watch. I can't show you, but I'll demonstrate it. You can hear that now, it's vibrating, and it doesn't last very long, so if you can't find it, you have to press it again. Wrist preference, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. Hour style, just follow system, whether it's 24 or 12 hour. So when you have your contacts set on the watch, you can't access your phone book. You can only set 10 through the frequent contacts. So you pick 10 and you put them in your phone book here, and that syncs with the watch. Shake to photograph. I'll see if I can do that now on the screen. So it doesn't control your phone camera, but it's got its own camera in the app. So what you can do is, if you want to take a remote photograph, you open this app up here. It doesn't have many options, light on and off, where it's going to save to, and what you do, shake it, like that, You have to shake it a few times. And it takes a photo. I'll just demonstrate that again. And it takes a photograph. So we'll just exit that back. Restore factory settings and device version you want to check. I'll just check, and it's already at the latest version. Next page is your home page. Now every so often you have to sync this with the watch itself by swiping down, syncing data. I'll talk to the watch and upload the most recent data and updates all that. So when you're in sports mode, which I'll show you in a minute, it gives you what you've done, your activity. So I've not done a lot today. I've only taken the dog for a walk, 0.61 miles, 15 minutes, how many steps you've done, how many calories you burnt, what your heart rate was, your average pace. So if you really are into your sports, this will be very useful for you. You can even see that as a diagram, which is quite good. Your cadence, your heart rate as you're walking. So if you're really into your fitness, that's something that you can do. And then it gives you some more details of your sleeps. You can set that by week, month. Obviously I've only had a couple of days, so. And you can also look at all your heart rate histories, and it just gives you the average for each day. You can jump into each one and see in more detail. It gives you a graph. Also your blood pressures. Looking at that, it does seem to monitor on a regular basis. Gives you some tips as well about diet, exercise, alcohol, etc. And the same with the blood pressure, blood pressure, oxygen. And if you want, you can force it to do an actual health measurement on the spot by pressing the health measurement button.